Welcome back to episode 12. My friends, today we leave the busy market and stand before the tallest building in the City of Fluency, the Tower of Questions. It is a spiral tower that seems to reach into the clouds. There are no doors, only arches that open when you speak. To enter, you must not give an answer. You must ask a question that comes from your heart. At the base of the tower stands the guardian. He is a tall man with silver hair and eyes that sparkle with curiosity. He doesn't want to know your grammar level. He doesn't care about your vocabulary score. He looks you directly in the eyes, making that deep, soulful connection we learned in the market, and asks, "What is the one thing you are most curious about today?" You think for a moment. You realize that for years you have been trying to give the correct answers in English. You have been a student of A, B, or C, but here, the correct answer is the curiosity to know more. You look at the guardian and ask, "How can I understand the world better?" The first archway glows gold and opens. Inside, the walls are covered in floating question marks that hum like bees. This is the hall of curiosity. The guardian explains that most English learners stop growing because they stop asking. They are so afraid of being wrong that they stop being curious. But in this tower, a question is more valuable than 1,000 perfect sentences. You begin to climb the spiral stairs. The first level is the level of the what and the how. These are the basic tools of conversation. What do you mean? How does this work? These questions are the oxygen of a conversation. Without them, the fire of a meeting dies out. You practice asking them as you climb. As the stairs get steeper, you feel a weight on your chest. It is the fear of admitting you don't understand. We often nod our heads yes when we actually mean I am lost. The guardian appears beside you. To say I don't know is a sign of a master. He says, it is the only way to open a new door. You reach a gap in the stairs. To cross, you must use the bridge of clarification. You practice phrases like, "Could you explain that again?" and "I'm not sure I follow." As you speak these questions, the bridge solidifies under your feet. You are learning that asking for help is not a weakness. It is a strategy. You reach the 10th floor. This is the level of why. This is where conversations become deep. Why do you feel that way? Why is this important to you? These questions are like keys that unlock the doors to other people's hearts. When you ask why, you are telling the other person, "I see you, and I want to know more." The guardian stops you. "Remember the market," he says. He leans in close, making direct, intense eye contact. When you ask a deep question, you must look into their eyes. If you look at the floor, the question loses its power. Your eyes must show that you are truly waiting for the answer. We are at chapter 11. You are becoming an architect of interest. You are learning that to be a great English speaker, you must first be a great English listener. A great listener is someone who knows how to plant question seeds in a conversation and watch them grow into stories. On the next floor, the air is perfectly still. This is the room of the answer. Here, you learn that after you ask a question, you must be silent. You must give the other person space to speak. This silence is not empty. It is full of respect. You practice holding eye contact during the quiet moments. You find a mirror on the wall. When you look into it, you see the who behind the language. You see a person who is brave enough to be curious. You realize that your identity in English is not defined by your mistakes, but by your willingness to explore. You look at your reflection and ask, who am I becoming? The tower begins to vibrate with the echo of inquiry. Every question you have ever asked is stored here. You hear your own voice from the past, asking simple things like, how are you? You realize that every small question was a step that led you to this high tower. You should be proud of every what and where. You reach a ladder that goes even higher. This is the ladder of what if. This is the language of imagination. What if I could speak perfectly? What if I moved to a new country? These questions expand your world. They turn English from a subject into a dream. We are halfway through our journey. Stop and breathe. Look out the window of the tower. You can see the whole City of Fluency below you. You can see the market and the archive. From this height, the city looks beautiful and connected. You are a part of this landscape now. A heavy wind pulls at your clothes. It is the gravity of judgment. It wants to pull you back to the ground. It whispers, your questions sound stupid. You look the wind in the eye and ask, why should I care what you think? The wind disappears. Your curiosity is your shield. You continue the climb, step, ask, step, ask. The rhythm of your breathing matches the rhythm of your curiosity. You are learning that a conversation is like a song, and questions are the drumbeat that keeps the music moving. You reach a balcony. The view is an open-ended horizon. These are questions that cannot be answered with yes or no. They require a story. You practice asking, tell me more about that. And what was that experience like? The horizon glows brighter as you speak. Your lantern from the previous episodes is glowing bright in this tower. The lantern is fueled by your desire to connect. When your intention is to learn about the other person, your English becomes secondary. The connection becomes the most important thing in the room. Your brain might feel heavy at chapter 20. It is a lot of information, but remember the guardian's eyes. Stay focused. Stay present. You are training your listening stamina. This 8-minute session is making you mentally stronger than 99% of other learners. You remember the ink of integrity. Asking an honest question is the highest form of integrity. It means saying, I value your opinion. When you ask a question with a sincere heart and direct eye contact, people will open up to you in ways you never imagined. The stairs end at a massive silver door. Above it is written, the silence is the answer. You realize that the goal of English is not to talk all the time. The goal is to understand. And understanding is born in the quiet moments after a great question has been asked. You look at the silver door. It doesn't have a handle to open it. You must ask a question that shows you have learned the lesson of the tower. You look at the door and ask, what can I give to the world through my words? The door swings open silently. Inside the top floor is the observatory. There are giant telescopes pointed at the stars. Each star is a conversation waiting to happen. You realize that there are billions of people in the world, And each one is a story you can unlock if you have the courage to ask why. There is one more small set of stairs to the very roof. The air is cold and thin, but you feel powerful. You have climbed through your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities. You are standing at the highest point of the City of Fluency. From the roof, you see that the City of Fluency has no walls. It stretches forever. You see that fluency is not a destination. It is an infinite journey of asking and learning. You feel a deep sense of freedom. You don't need to know everything. You only need to be curious about everything. Take a long, deep breath. Feel the cold, mountain air in your lungs. You have completed the 13th challenge. You have sat through 27 chapters of high-level English. Your mind is wide open, and your spirit is ready for the world. This is your truth. You are a master of the question. You are no longer a passive student. You are an active explorer. Your curiosity is your greatest asset. Use it to build bridges, to find friends, and to discover the beauty in every person you meet. You walk down the spiral stairs, but you move much faster now. You feel light. You carry the energy of the tower inside you as you pass the guardian at the base. You look him in the eyes and smile. He nods back. You are ready to go back into the market and the world. Congratulations! You have officially completed episode 12. You have spent over 11 minutes and 56 seconds in deep, focused immersion. You are a champion of curiosity. Like, subscribe, and share. I am so proud of your questions today. I will see you in our next journey, my friends.